This German film, fresh out in 2025, is so mind-blowing that it almost stops your heart. The moment the hybrid monster appears, the settings of other sci-fi movies instantly pale in comparison. Make sure you watch it until the end. A woman fearfully emerges from the water, glances around in panic, then scrambles awkwardly onto the shore. She checks her pistol and finds it broken. In despair, she rushes out. Anna is a guide. Her main job is to lead tourists deep into the jungle for hunting. Along with other guides, the group searches everywhere for signs of wild deer. This is the off-season for female deer, and technically, hunting female deer isn't allowed. But the guide John has no moral boundaries. Just to please the tourists, Anna angrily points out his mistake. Then she walks over to the injured female deer. It's already too late to save it. Anna plans to end its suffering, but in the end, she can't bring herself to do it. Finally, another guide pulls the trigger. After they get out, Anna is shocked to see the tourist she's leading being carried onto an ambulance, and immediately realizes something is seriously wrong. After asking around, she learns the tourist had a sudden heart attack, and other guides helped carry them out. At this point, the boss walks over angrily to question Anna, accusing her of not prioritizing the tourist's safety, and then fires her. But Anna needs money for surgery. Where can she get the money now? With no other options left, she sets her sights on John's letter, because she remembers John saying it was very valuable. Later, Anna drives to head back to the city. Suddenly, a heavy downpour starts on the road. Anna's visibility is already poor, and she's distracted by the urge to check the letter. Unexpectedly, she hits a woman who suddenly rushes out. Anna hurries out of the car to check on the woman. The woman says, "The game isn't over yet. They have to leave here immediately." Anna has no idea what's going on. After getting back in the car, suddenly, a terrifying monster leaps out from behind. Frightened, Anna slams on the accelerator, but the monster still chases after them. At this point, a bolt of lightning strikes a tree ahead, and it's about to crush the car. Anna panics and reverses the car to back away, but the wheels skid out of control and rush into the forest, leaving the car completely stuck in the mud. Unable to move, the woman in the passenger seat is very hopeless. Before Anna can ask what's happening, a black, withered hand suddenly smashes the window and snatches the woman and the clothes with the letter inside at top speed, then attacks Anna. But Anna isn't foolish. She quickly gets out of the car and flees in a panic. She spots a passing train up ahead, and tricks the roaring monster into heading toward the train tracks. The monster is crushed by the train, torn to pieces. Anna is relieved to have narrowly escaped death. But before she can catch her breath, she sees several terrifying dark figures near the monster's corpse, which vanish in the blink of an eye. Later, Anna seeks help from the town sheriff. The sheriff comes, but sees no trace of the monster's corpse at all, nor does he find the woman who was taken by the monster. The sheriff checks Anna's car and finds alcohol and medicine inside, and thinks Anna might just be having hallucinations. Anna angrily insists it's not possible. She urges the sheriff to go into the forest ahead to look for signs of the fight, but the sheriff replies that area belongs to the countess, it's private property, and they can't break in without permission. After that, the sheriff takes Anna to get her car repaired, only to learn the repair will take a long time. Anna asks the sheriff to help find the letter and take her back to the city, but the sheriff refuses, telling her to stay in the town for the night and rest easy, and handle everything the next day. Anna feels helpless and can only pray that John hasn't noticed the letter is gone, but John calls Anna, saying he knows she has the letter, and demands she return it soon, otherwise, the consequences will be severe. And for some unknown reason, there's a man covered in wounds beside John. What on earth is going on here? At this point, Anna plans to take the train, but she has no money at all, so she can only watch the train leave helplessly. Luckily, she finds an abandoned bicycle in order to get the letter back and exchange it for surgery money. She immediately gets on the bicycle and heads to the countess's territory. By the faint light, she approaches a tall wall stained with blood, thinking the blood belongs to the missing woman, and that finding her will lead to the clothes with the letter. Anna hurries to climb over the wall, using her bicycle as a step, only to be shocked to see a maze stretching out below. She remarks that the countess is truly a strange person, guessing that the terrifying monster is raised by the countess. Luckily, she already killed the monster. Later, Anna sneaks into the dim basement and finds the missing woman there. A strange totem is painted on the woman's back, and blood is still gushing from her neck. Anna tries to save her by pulling her non-stop, but the woman is hung on a hook like a piece of pork. Anna's pull drives the hook deep into the woman's spine.
Everybody loses.
Anna doesn't want to hear discouraging words at a time like this. She covers the woman's mouth, to stop her from screaming, then uses all her strength to rescue her. Glancing to the side by accident, she spots the envelope not far away. Anna plans to take it when she leaves, but suddenly a black-cloaked figure wielding a knife bursts out of the darkness. If the woman hadn't acted as a human shield, Anna would have died here, but this blow also smashes her phone, meaning Anna can no longer call for help afterward. Yet the black-cloaked figure doesn't stop attacking. Without mercy, they stab through Anna's hand, then continues to attack her fiercely. In the nick of time, Anna then doesn't even have time to grab the letter. She rushes and crashes all the way to the riverbank. Spotting someone fishing on the river, she immediately shouts for help, but the person pays her no attention at all. At this point, the black-cloaked figure is approaching her step by step. Anna has to shoot them in the head. Seeing the black-cloaked figure stop moving, Anna, out of curiosity, steps forward and lifts their cloak. Unexpectedly, the monster grabs her by the neck. She can only fire wildly at its stomach. In pain, the monster opens its abyss-like maw and roars, then angrily hurls Anna to the ground. But Anna's will to survive is very strong. She stands a knife upright and stabs it through the monster's chest, then jumps into the water without hesitation. The not yet dead monster chases right after her. It's about to catch Anna, but Anna actually climbs onto the fishing boat. Ignoring the handsome fisherman's obstruction, she yanks the rope hard to start the engine, only to get the underwater fishing net tangled tightly around the propeller. To survive, Anna jumps into the water to untie the rope, and is shocked to find the monster isn't far away. Just at this point, the fisherman manages to start the engine. Anna curses him in her heart for being unrighteous. As the boat is about to leave, she quickly grabs the fishing net and climbs up. When she holds onto the edge of the boat, the fisherman pulls her onto the boat and kindly takes her to the shore, and the sheriff happens to be right ahead. Anna hurries over to explain what has happened, saying the dead woman has turned into a monster, wielding a knife and killing people crazily, and the missing woman is killed by the monster, raised by the countess. But the sheriff doesn't believe her at all, and adds that the person beside her is the steward of the countess's estate, who will definitely give a reasonable explanation. These words makes Anna anxious, so she quickly shows her pierced hand, and demands an immediate investigation into the countess. But the sheriff says the countess was already dead. She had insisted on going hunting last night, and unluckily died in an accident. The steward offers to find someone to treat Anna's hand, and calls the countess's personal doctor. Anna's heart races wildly at the sight, because the doctor looks exactly like the monster that has injured her, but the doctor seems quite normal. What on earth is going on here? Later, the doctor treats Anna's wound, but Anna still insists on checking the countess's basement. The steward can't refuse her any longer and agrees, but when they arrive, there's no woman's body hanging from the hook in the basement, only a deer. The steward says the countess's ancestors are excellent hunters, and hunting can control the population size, which is something to be proud of. Anna doesn't believe the steward at all, thinking the steward must have cleaned up the scene. After she leaves, to prove herself, she hurries to look for clues everywhere, and successfully finds a bloodstained phone case in the corner. But the sheriff says this proves nothing. It can only prove that Anna intrudes into someone else's territory without permission, and then has hallucinations that leads to her injury. After that, the sheriff prepares to take Anna back to the town. On the way, Anna takes her medicine again. The sheriff quickly says it's the medicine that makes her confused. Just at this point, Anna suddenly shouts to stop the car. After getting out of the car, she asks the fisherman by the road to tell the sheriff whether she has been chased by a monster the night before. But the fisherman says he hasn't seen any monster, though he clearly remembers that Anna has almost damaged his engine. The sheriff doesn't want to waste any more time, saying that if they don't leave soon, they will miss the next train. But Anna remains unmoved. The fisherman offers to take Anna to the town. The sheriff agrees, throws Anna's things out of the car, and then leaves. After that, the fisherman first goes home to drop off his things. He takes the initiative to chat with Anna, saying he has also just moved here in the past 2 years, having inherited his late uncle's small house and fishing license. He can sense that the sheriff is a bit odd, but he quite enjoys the fishing life, so he never meddles in other people's business. Anna asks if there's internet access here. The fisherman takes her to another house, and they find there's indeed a computer here. Anna immediately looks up the totem on the murdered woman's back. She doesn't know if the totem is originally there, or a mark forced on her by someone. Just then, a news alert pops up on the computer. It says 2 athletes who just arrived in the town yesterday have gone missing. After checking the information, Anna wanders around the house out of curiosity. She walks into a room used for shooting practice, and sees the totem she's looking for behind the targets. Anna's mind goes blank with confusion. before she can figure out what secret the town is hiding. Suddenly, the machine behind her starts running. Anna screams for the fisherman in fear, but it's the sheriff who walks in. Anna quickly shows him what she found, insisting that there's definitely something wrong. With the countess, the sheriff has to take her and the fisherman back to the police station. Anna thinks the missing athletes have been killed, but the sheriff says there's no murder without a body. At the same time, the fisherman is looking through files and finds that many women in the town have gone missing, but he doesn't demand an explanation like Anna does. At this point, to get Anna to calm down, the sheriff says John lost a jacket with an antique letter inside and accuses Anna of taking it.
Without a jacket, there's no theft, is there?
The sheriff mocks Anna, then tells her a story, claiming that Anna and the woman who got in her car were accomplices who stole the antique letter together, then had a falling out over unequal distribution of the loot. The woman ran into the countess's estate with the letter, and later found a chance to escape. Anna refused to let it go and chased after her, but then got greedy and tried to steal the countess's belongings. This trick actually works. Anna leaves the police station. The fisherman asks if she's giving up the investigation. Anna thinks they can't compete with the sheriff at all, and might even get themselves into trouble. As she speaks, she asks the fisherman what he stole. The fisherman has no choice but to take out an ancient book he found in the sheriff's office. This book records the heroic deeds of the countess's ancestors, who took pride in hunting and conquering lands everywhere. As soon as he finishes speaking, the fisherman's eyes widen in shock. There's an illustration showing a soldier roasting a prisoner.
Warrior strength multiplied in the victor.
Anna asks the fisherman why he understands Arabic. Before he can explain, the sheriff comes out of the police station. Anna has to obediently go with him to take the train. She had already gotten on the train, but suddenly sees a familiar face. She remembers the news she read earlier, and recognizes the girl getting off the train as Parker, who is the teammate of the missing athlete. So Anna hurries off the train and asks where Parker is going. Parker replies that she's going to a competition. Noticing that Anna is also wearing an athlete's exclusive outfit, she even asks if Anna wants to come along. Anna's clothes were given to her by the steward, so there must be something fishy going on here. She considers pretending not to know anything and leaving, but the train has already left. Anna sits down on a nearby bench to rest, helpless, and accidentally glances at the town map ahead. She immediately steps forward and smashes the glass with a few punches, then starts drawing and marking on it, only to find that the town's buildings are arranged in a 5-pointed star shape, each with its own meaning. There's a circle of soil around the outer edge of the buildings, and right in the center of the 5-pointed star is the countess's estate. This is clearly related to the totem. With this new discovery, Anna hurries to the fisherman's cabin, saying the buildings at the 5 points of the star correspond to the venues for the pentathlon events, which are swimming, running, equestrian, shooting, and fencing. These sports originated from the skills ancient military messengers needed to possess. A messenger had to master these 5 skills to cross battlefields and deliver messages. The fisherman, confused, asks what use this information is. Anna says she has been to the stable before and found an underground tunnel there. It was through this tunnel that she reached the basement of the Countess's hunting cabin. To uncover the secrets of these places, Anna and the fisherman first go to the maze under the cover of night. This place is presumably used to test running ability, but Anna notices the lighting is different this time. Before they can figure out what's going on, they get separated. The fisherman bumps straight into Parker. Parker immediately starts running for her life, and while running, she spots Anna again. Anna asks what's wrong, when suddenly a dark figure flashes above them. Frightened, Parker keeps running, only to end up in a dead end. Through a narrow gap, Anna sees the monster grab Parker. She chases after them all the way into the underground tunnel. Since she doesn't know where Parker was taken, Anna has to head to the next competition venue, according to the map, and successfully finds the fencer Lily. To save Lily, Anna puts on the competition uniform herself, and locks Lily outside the door. Then Anna walks out anxiously, and sees the steward, who has been waiting for a long time. The steward tells her to prove her worth, then turns around and leaves. The next second, a monster charges out to fight Anna. The monster is very powerful, but Anna used to be a pentathlete. She was forced to retire after seriously injuring an opponent's eye during a competition. Later, she fell ill and had to work odd jobs to save up for surgery, and now she has to reawaken her fencing skills after forcefully lifting off the opponent's mask. Anna recognizes that it's actually the mechanic from the auto repair shop. The mechanic roars, vowing to kill Anna. Luckily, the fisherman arrives just in time to help. The two work together to block the door, then walk out of the tunnel and reach the auto repair shop. but the exit door is locked tight. Anna picks up an iron rod and smashes the lock frantically. Unexpectedly, the mechanic chases after her and attacks her again. The fisherman, hiding in the dark, throws parts to help. Anna seizes the chance to land a heavy blow on the opponent, but the mechanic is very hard to kill. Anna and the fisherman have to pin her under a car first. After that, the two continue into the tunnel. They haven't run far when the mechanic catches up. Anna and the fisherman have to hide in a room, gaining a moment of peace. Having gone through life and death together, the two develop feelings for each other, but they also know the crisis isn't over yet. This isn't the time for romance. By examining the room they're in, Anna finds another ancient book. It records that the Countess and her 4 servants were sentenced to death for murdering over 80 women, but strangely enough, after the execution, the bodies of the Countess and the 4 servants vanished, without a trace. They had obviously been resurrected through some special method. Later, a priest stepped forward and built sacred mounds around the estate, that is, the circle of earthen walls, which prevent the Countess and her servants from crossing the sacred barrier around the estate. But as it seems now, the 5 are still busy murdering women. But Anna thinks for a moment. Apart from the steward, the doctor, and the mechanic, the last servant seems to have never appeared. The fisherman thinks the last one is most likely the sheriff. On the other side, John and his daughter Laura drive toward the estate. On the way, they see a tree blocking the road. He immediately tells Laura to handle it, and Laura actually cuts down the tree with a chainsaw. At the same time, Anna and the fisherman are studying the map. Suddenly, an abnormal sound comes from ahead, and the two hurry to hide in the dark. Soon, a bald man comes out pushing some clothes. Anna recognizes him as the stable keeper. She originally thinks he will leave soon. Unexpectedly, the stable keeper sees the nearby door is unlocked, and locks it with the key, successfully locking the fisherman inside. Anna has no choice but to steal the key. At first, everything goes smoothly, but then the stable keeper picks up John's jacket, takes out the letter inside and opens it. Anna reads along with him. She's so engrossed that she accidentally drops the key on the ground. She prays that the music will cover the sound of the key falling, but the stable keeper suddenly charges at her and attacks violently. Anna is beaten until her vision blurs, but relying on her desperate will to survive, she fights back. Just as she's about to catch her breath, the mechanic chases over again. Anna immediately takes the key to the fisherman. After telling him not to rush, she gets into a room swarming with flies. Unexpectedly, this is the servants' dining room. Before Anna can react, the mechanic's sword pierces her abdomen. When Anna wakes up again, she finds the steward in a black cloak right in front of her. The steward says she admires Anna for actually turning the Countess into a pile of minced meat. But luckily, what you eat is what you nourish. Eating flesh allows them to recover their bodies, and drinking blood grants them eternal youth. When the Countess is resurrected, she will continue to inherit the estate, but only the flesh and blood of warriors work. In this day and age, where can they find warriors? So they have to use athletes instead. As she speaks, the steward hangs Anna in the air with a hook. Looking around, Anna is horrified to find the other athletes have been disemboweled, and she will be next. Before dying, Anna wants to know who the 5th servant is. The steward is surprised that she has found out so much. She's about to say something, when she suddenly spots the envelope on the ground, and checks its contents. The steward says excitedly that they have long grown tired of being imprisoned, and have been desperately searching for the contract they were tricked into signing by the priest. She never expected Anna to bring it here, and now they can finally regain their freedom. After that, the steward leaves excitedly to take care of this matter, while Anna takes the chance to break free from her restraints. She jumps into the sewer to look for an exit. Unexpectedly, she's violently attacked by the Countess. To make matters worse, the stable keeper comes to attack her. Anna uses a rope to take care of him, then faces off against the Countess, who hasn't fully recovered yet. The Countess's body hasn't fully reformed. Anna immediately crushes her head violently to prevent the Countess from regaining her youth. Anna pries open the nearby brick wall. A large amount of blood gushes out instantly. Anna is relieved to be alive, but for some reason, all the wounds on her body heal strangely on their own. Judging from the current situation, this is a good thing. Anna immediately goes to a room to search for weapons, ready to take revenge on the steward and the others. At the same time, the steward lays out 5 contracts on the table. The doctor and the mechanic want to terminate the contracts immediately, but the steward insists on waiting for everyone to gather. But instead of waiting for the others, they wait for Anna. Anna sees that the fisherman has been captured, and immediately glares fiercely at the steward and the other 2. But before she can act, the stable keeper rushes out to say, something has happened to the Countess. The 3 of them rush over in panic to check on the situation. Anna takes the chance to put away the contracts, then tries to untie the rope binding the fisherman. the mechanic doesn't know that Anna is no longer the same as before, thinking she can kill Anna in no time, but after a few rounds of fighting, the mechanic's aorta is stabbed and bleeding, yet she still chases after Anna relentlessly. At this point, the steward and the doctor arrive. Both are shocked speechless by Anna's strength. Anna knows she can't defeat two opponents at once, so she rushes to the stable and escapes on a horse. The steward chases after her immediately. Just then, Anna spots a trap ahead. She hurries to make the pony jump, but the pony's hoof still triggers the trap. Anna manages to dodge it, but the steward isn't so lucky. When the doctor sees the steward is dead, she runs as fast as Usain Bolt, and finally manages to block Anna's path. Anna jumps into the water in fear, and releases all the large eels from the fishing trap. The doctor accidentally angers one of the eels. Her face is bitten and bleeding instantly. The smell of blood attracts the other eels. The fisherman struggles to untie the rope, only to be mistaken for the killer by the arriving sheriff. The sheriff is about to ask what's going on, when the stable keeper suddenly attacks from behind. The sheriff shoots without hesitation. The fisherman jumps out of the window and flees quickly, and sees Anna as soon as he gets outside. Before they can be happy for even a few seconds, a car rushes out and hits the fisherman flying, and the person in the car is John. He snatches the contract. The sheriff thinks the situation now is very complicated, and forces John to hand over the contract at gunpoint. Laura hurries over to help. In fact, she has a grudge against Anna. Once, the sword Anna used for a competition suddenly broke, and she accidentally blinded Laura's eye. After that, neither of them could compete again. Now Laura wants to kill Anna, but John tells her to get in the car first. He tells the sheriff that he's the real owner of the contract, but the sheriff knows John has also obtained the contract through theft, and firmly refuses to let anyone take the letter. Laura sees that reasoning is useless, and tries to run over the sheriff. Unexpectedly, she's shot and killed in self-defense. John is so angry that he keeps swearing, not realizing at all that danger is approaching. The sheriff is so frightened that she fires wildly, but the steward has immortality. Bullets can't hurt her at all. The sheriff realizes this too, so she hurries into the car and speeds off. With a hard press of the accelerator, Anna and the fisherman shout for her to wait, but the sheriff is already out of sight. Luckily, Anna and the fisherman know how to take the tunnel, and they reach the shooting range faster than the sheriff. As for why they come here, it's certainly to get guns. After all fear comes from insufficient firepower. When the steward and the other two rush over, the sheriff and Anna cooperate with each other, but the bullets and the guns are used up too quickly. Then the two sides fall into a stalemate. At this point, the fisherman asks for a gun, but is sadly refused by the sheriff, so the fisherman immediately accuses the sheriff of being the fourth servant, telling the sheriff to stop pretending. The two argue back and forth endlessly. Anna thinks the sheriff is probably not a servant, so she persuades the fisherman not to dwell on it. They should figure out how to completely kill the steward and the other two. After making a plan, Anna goes out to be the bait. The enemies are indeed lured over, but the lights in the shooting range are really unreliable. The sheriff and the fisherman can only shoot in the dark. Luckily, the sparks from the bullets can provide light. They don't dare stop for a moment and fire thousands of bullets, turning the steward and the other two into minced meat. But the meat is actually still squirming. At this point, the bullets are almost gone. Anna has to run to get the car, and after the sheriff fires all his bullets, she asks the fisherman how many bullets he has left. The fisherman says he has one left, and after speaking, he pulls the trigger at the sheriff. Oh my god, the audience and the female lead are really tricked badly. No one expected the fourth servant to be a male servant. I believe many people are wondering why the stable keeper isn't a servant. He sort of counts, but he has no resurrection ability at all. At most, he's just a bit tough-skinned. On the other side, Anna accidentally opens the warehouse door of the fisherman's cabin, and is very shocked. When she sees multiple human corpses hanging from the beams, she's very shocked. At this point, the fisherman walks up behind Anna, saying he's different from the steward and the others. He actually hates eating people, so he spends a lot of money asking someone to find the contract, planning to leave on his own, and trap the other servants in the estate forever. But he didn't expect so many unexpected changes. He hopes to run away with Anna, so he immediately lights and recites the words on the contract. After finishing, he happily says he's finally free, but Anna tells him to look to the side. The fisherman hurriedly hands the other contracts to Anna, telling her to take the things and run, but he doesn't notice that Anna accidentally knocked over the gasoline barrel just now, and the incompletely burned contract ignites the gasoline. The whole cabin is instantly engulfed in fierce flames, while the fisherman is in a daze. The steward and the others stretch out tentacles and wrap them around him. Anna hurries out to get the car keys. Unexpectedly, she's stopped by a chainsaw. This is really absurd. Laura, who was shot in the forehead, is actually still alive. She's completely obsessed with revenge, but because she talks too much, she's killed by the Countess. The chainsaw then falls into Anna's hands smoothly. Anna smirks wickedly and gets ready to act, but the chainsaw fails to work at the critical moment. At this point, the Countess rushes forward to grab the contract. Unexpectedly, the chainsaw starts working again. The contract and the Countess's hand are shredded together. To put an end to everything completely, Anna picks up the chainsaw and cuts wildly. In the end, all the minced meat is devoured by the flames. No one knows what the resurrection setting for the Countess and the other four really is. In any case, this is really the final ending. The movie ends here. Personally, I think this ending is very hasty. The big monster's combat power is really too weak, and the earlier plot is a bit too slow-paced. But the overall viewing experience of the movie is quite good. It's just that it involves too many elements, making many things unclear. The movie's setting is that the Countess's ancestors practiced evil arts, and often served as messengers. Later, they discovered that eating people of the same type could grant immortality, which completely opened a new world for them. But it doesn't explain how this curse is triggered. The female lead's body just heals on its own for no reason. If you like my channel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.